Let's hope this works. It says we're live. See how it goes here. It says we're live here, but look at this. I'm not seeing anything on the screen. Wait, there it is. Are we live? It says I have no sound.
No, I've lost everything now.
Unmute. Okay. Everyone in the chat. So I'm using StreamYard. It's a totally different setup because I wanted to bring in a guest. And so it's a different setup. So if we're good and you can hear me.
No, there you go.
Oh, good. I can hear it on Meredith's.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good.
There we go.
I know yours is working. I can see it on the thing. All right. We're good. We're live.
Yay.
Happy Halloween.
Yay.
It's a couple days early, but this is our Halloween stream, which I'm pretty excited about.
Did you just say Halloween stream?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What's the matter with that?
It's too rhymey.
All right. Well,
It's
anyway,
a Halloween stream.
that's why Meredith's here, so we can have a peanut gallery.
That's right. That's my job.
So today I'm going to be drawing Jason Voorhees, who I put on the thumbnail.
Which nobody likes.
Yeah. I've actually already drawn Jason Voorhees today. I did a picture. It's a secret so far. So, but we'll get that anyway. It should be up in a couple of days. So Jason Voorhees, along with a couple other characters. Lance Boy is here. Anthony G, Michael. I saw a lot of new people talking. I had this actually set up a little bit early today just to make sure that this was working. So I think we're still good. Okay, I'm going to start.
Yeah, because Meredith can't stay up all night.
I got to be honest.
Now, I'm actually sick.
I was so worked up about this one just because it's a different.
Really? You were worked up about this one?
Yeah, no, I was driving Meredith crazy. And I don't know if it's even visible on here, but I actually started sketching this one beforehand, which I never do, but I'm like sitting here going crazy. I don't normally sit here for a half an hour before the stream starts trying to get it set up. So yeah, I'm glad it's working. This is great. Oh, Jordan Seward's here. Hi, Melissa.
So,
Charles Petrie.
So this is you're not doing it the normal way.
I'm not doing what the normal way?
Your stream.
No, okay. So what I'm doing is normally I stream with OBS. If any of you guys are familiar with streaming software, I use OBS, and OBS makes it very difficult to bring in a guest. And so I wanted to have a guest. We have Robert Marzullo coming at 8:30, and StreamYard is much better for that. Anyway, so I'm using OBS as a virtual camera into StreamYard, which I'm then broadcasting through StreamYard.
Oh my gosh, this sounds so
I know. Yeah, it was a nightmare today. I drove myself out of crazy. So, and all of that with, I mistakenly streamed slightly on Sunday, trying to see if this was, or maybe it was Saturday, trying to see if this was working and everything was set up properly. And so once I realized, and I set it to private, once I realized that, I thought, okay, I can't even test this without going live. Let me get my reference. All right. Michael Eamon says he's aware of streaming software. Yeah. It's actually works really well. The fact that I can use it.
This is going to be me all night.
Yeah. And actually Meredith really is sick this time.
Woke up this morning. I'm like, hey, but it's not COVID.
It's not COVID. We actually, our son,
Everett.
Yeah. Everett,
who never wants to be around us until he's sick.
Right.
And then you can't scrub him off with a brush.
Yeah, he got sick last weekend, and so we got him tested. So we made sure that everybody's fine and we're not, contagious. But
yeah.
I don't know why I'm so thrown off right now. Yeah.
Maddie's here.
Oh, hi, Maddie. Thank you for coming.
She wants us to change it back to Sunday because she can't stay up late and watch it. Maddie, I'm sorry. We can't change it back to Sunday.
I'm sorry. I wish
I know
we
it's
could.
school. I know it's school. You'll just have to watch after the fact.
Yeah, I wish we could.
Send Uncle Lance tell Uncle Lance to watch. And you can send him your questions. All right, we have our first super chat of the night. It's from Greg L for $2. Greg says, "Hey guys, happy Monday night draw."
Oh, hey, Greg. I'm sorry. I'm like,
you are so worked up today.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
I mean, yeah, it's just been that kind of day. Oh, and by the way, and I forgot the name. Somebody was calling me out for my feet. He's got to have feet.
No feet.
It's gonna have feet.
I can't even do that. Supersonico says, "Hello, Meredith. Please don't ban me. Don't worry. I won't ban anybody this week."
Actually, you know what? I think it was Supersonico that was calling me out on the feet.
So then it's banned.
Banned.
Supersonico is Dave's banning people this week.
No.
Jimmy's page 1 comics, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Jimmy's here.
Oh, hey, Jimmy. Thank you for coming.
All right. Keep going. Hold on. I'm scrolling through the chat. Bear with me. Because every once in a while my chat flips. It goes flip, flip. All right. Our next super chat comes from Gaz for $10. Gaz says, "Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Finch." Good evening, Gaz.
Good evening, Gaz.
And then Art Jedi's here. Art Jedi says, "Meredith, can you tell Dave to thank him for the Mandalorian?" I haven't mailed it out yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, she was going to do it today. It's my fault. It is.
Yeah.
It's right there. But I also had a Wonder Woman we needed to mail out, and that one was not finished. It's from 2 weeks ago, and it was supposed to be, and she wanted to mail them both at the same time. So that one I need to actually finish. You know what? I'm going to end up finishing it tonight after the live stream. It just has to get done, and I've got so much stuff I got to do. So yeah, it'll be out tomorrow.
Ferris Jabbar says, "Hi, David, Meredith. Oscar Isaac is getting ready to play Moon Knight in a Disney series." I don't know who that is.
Oscar Isaac. I know who it is, and I don't.
I feel like
I know the name.
I'm Googling it. No, I won't be able to read the chat for a minute.
I mean, I'm excited about that. That sounds great.
I think it's a guy from. Oh, it is the guy from the Disney movie. He was a fighter guy.
Okay. Wow.
The recent Disney movies. You know the guy.
You mean Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Oh yeah, he's the pilot along with Finn.
Oh, he'll be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's great news. That's really great. By the way, and I know you're not going to mention this because it's not your thing, but I saw some people while I was getting this all set up and ready to go. I saw some people talking about Khabib versus Justin Gaethje, and that whole fight.
Did you watch that fight?
I did. Of course.
That fight caused a fight.
Yeah, it did.
Who was a fight at 2:00 in the afternoon? I know, that's all I'm saying.
We're gonna end up fighting about it again. Here it comes. But anyway, of course I watched it, and this is actually the first fight, I have to admit, where I've really been pulling for Khabib, because it takes a while. Like, I really wanted to see Conor win. I really, and who was the last person he fought? I'm asking you.
Wrong person.
I forget
now. No idea.
Anyway, yeah. So I was happy to see it, but I wanted to see. I mean, Gaethje did. I thought he did really well in a lot of ways. He stuffed a couple of takedowns. He was doing well with that. But the knock on it, and I watched Chael Sonnen's. He's got a YouTube channel I watch all the time, and he's saying, basically, you can't stay on the ground with him. You can't let him get on top of you. And
did Khabib win?
Oh yeah, Khabib won second round. He really won handily, and he also retired. So everybody's talking about.
Khabib's done?
Well, we'll see. I think so, because he seems like a guy that really holds his word. So
maybe he made enough money.
It's not about the money though. He's not really that kind of guy, I don't think. And his father died this year, and he was he took that very hard. And his dad was also his coach,
No, he's taking a break.
And so, yeah, maybe he's taking a break. But so Chael Sonnen was saying that. Oh
my gosh, we're going to talk fights on that?
We are. Chael Sonnen was saying that
I'm out.
GSP needs to call him out and say, "You're running because you don't want to face me. And, that's the way to go and whatever." And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't know. I don't see GSP doing that. So
we have another super chat from Eric Staub for $10. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Comment, just a super chat. So, Eric, if I missed it, I'll look for it.
Well, I would like to comment for Eric and say thank you very much. Oh, can you see the feet on here? Is it cut off? Look at that, feet. It's got feet. There you go. Okay. I'm going to start it again.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it.
You missed what?
I was looking for there it is. Henry Jeremick. It's only 8:01 and Mare's already complaining about being up all night.
Did you already?
You're great. I hope you have your wine and everything is fine. Hope you
Too
feel better
much.
soon. I have Gatorade tonight.
You're complaining, and you know what? I didn't even hear it.
That's because you're numb. It's your wife deaf.
Yeah.
You know how that goes, right?
No.
Dan Genovese says, "Hey Finch fam, I'm at the supermarket listening to the stream while I shop." That's awesome.
That's great, Dan.
That's awesome. All right.
The only problem with that is you really can't see the picture. Want to make sure that his
Tyler Novo. Do you remember Tyler, Dave?
Yeah, is he here?
He's on the stream. He said he's enjoying the streams.
Oh wow! Thank you so much for coming, Tyler. That's great. It's great to see him here. He's
actually said love the streams, guys.
Oh, well,
Tyler used to be Dave's apprentice, not apprentice, but student. Right?
Yeah, well, he came from the Toronto.
When Dave was taking students.
There's a great school in Toronto.
Sheridan.
Was it Sheridan? Maybe it was. Okay, and I forget. I'm sorry, Tyler. But yeah, and he came as a summer exchange student, essentially. For a few months. This is a few years ago now, and he was great. We really enjoyed having him, and he
introduced Dave to what's that music thing?
Oh, dubstep.
No, that wasn't what I was gonna say.
But he did.
The music streaming service you use.
Oh, Spotify.
Spotify. You had a Spotify account for so many years after Tyler was here that you never ever used.
Yeah, well, I do now. I have it hooked up to my motorcycle.
I know you do now, but I just thought that was funny. We paid for Spotify for a long time, Tyler. A long time.
Well, I'm using it now. And I want to mention, too, that, Tyler is working professionally now, doing incredible stuff. Really, and very different than what he was doing, years ago, which was more similar to the kind of work that I was doing, especially me trying to, teach. And it's really nothing more gratifying than helping and teaching someone and then seeing them really go and do a great original, very interesting style that's so different than anything that I could do. Just that kind of growth over the years is amazing to see. So I feel like I have a little piece in there, but I mean, Tyler's an artist that
the best artists are the ones that, take what you take from somebody, like an instructor, like you do with Mark Silvestri.
Yeah, and then you
go from it.
Find your own way. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what we all aspire to.
Yes.
I mean, not me personally, because I don't draw.
Well, who's your writing inspiration? What writer would you say inspires you the most?
Well, I would say C.S. Lewis, but I don't even pretend to be anywhere near C.S. Lewis.
That's all right. I don't pretend to be Mark Silvestri either. You can't. I
apologize. I'm going to cough and hack my way through the night tonight. All right. Next super chat comes from Sven Jensen for $15. Thank you so much, Sven.
Thank you very much, Sven.
Sven says, fantastic male torso tutorial. That was almost a tongue twister on YouTube. Thanks. Also, Monday Night Drawing. Meredith as Rose and a giant Patches as Thorn. I don't know if I'll pay to see that or not. Depends on what picture you got off the internet.
And thank you very much for the torso tutorial. That one, it was a lot of fun. I have found actually the way that my tutorials work best, and it's a little more work, but it's actually a lot less stress. I draw twice as much as what I actually end up using. So I have a ton of footage, and then I just mercilessly cut it and down to, the few things that I think work the best and kind of flow the best. So that's why, and I forgot to mention it actually, verbally in the video, that there are support files you can find on Gumroad. They're free. So all the images from it and all the images that I drew that didn't make the video are also on there. But yeah, so the videos they're taking a while to do. They really are. They're a commitment, but I really am enjoying doing them. And it's something that Meredith and I have been talking about because it is hard to find the time to do them well. He's going nuts, people. A little bit. He's going nuts. Truthfully, yeah. He's got 3 full-time jobs right now. Comic book artist, which I actually think is been sidelined almost right now. The only job that pays. Yeah, the only job that actually pays the mortgage is the one that you're least devoting. Plus all it's not fair to say YouTube videos, plus this full-time streaming. Yeah, but I'm trying to grow something. I feel like we're growing something together, and it's already, but you're spending too much time.
on the growth and not enough time on the maintenance.
You see what I deal with, and this is part of the stress. Is I got Meredith going. Your actual job kind of needs to get done. So
Well, it's not. You don't just have me doing it. You're doing it in your own head too.
I am. Yeah.
That's why you're stressed.
I just agreed to.
Otherwise, you just ignore me.
I just agreed to another cover today too.
You did not. I'm canceling it.
No, you can't.
I'm canceling it.
I'll wait till I tell you what it is.
We'll see.
Where you decide that.
We'll discuss this later. I might beat you. Angel Rodriguez has a super chat for $10. Let's move on to something positive. Thank you, Angel. Angel wants to know, in your I Am Gotham Batman, did you flip the page to draw Batman jumping from the building upside down and then flip it back to draw the buildings?
Yes, I did. And thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciated. And yeah, absolutely, I did. I actually have a tendency when I'm lighting a figure, because he's all lit from above, I'll actually draw the figure upside down, or I'll draw the figure and then turn it upside down for the lighting, because I just find it's easier for me to shadow the underside of forms. I'm just so programmed to do that. So I have a tendency to do that. And I'm sure that I did that there. I have no doubt.
Oh, Mike Gautron's on the chat tonight. Hey, Mike.
Oh,
Mike
wow.
says, hey, guys.
Wow. Hi, Mike.
For forever.
Yeah. He's been on the chat before, and I think we missed him.
Really?
Ages ago. Yeah. So it's great that you got
tonight. All right. We got another super chat from Greg L for $2. Greg says, I hope you feel better soon, Meredith. Me too. Thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate that. Super chat from SCS Powerlifting for $5. SCS says, I'm late. I was drawing and time got away from me. Training and drawing are taking over my life. LOL. There are worse things to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so missing the training part. I remember
you and Isaac were supposed to do it.
I know. And well, even on here, more than a month ago, I said, I'm doing it. You guys got to hold me to it. And then I did seriously nothing. Nothing. I didn't even do it one time.
Well, how about tomorrow? You'll have Isaac all day tomorrow.
There you go.
Because tomorrow is a big freaking day in the Finch household. It is a day of independence.
Well, we sure hope so.
We sure hope so. Because tomorrow, Everett goes for his driver's test. So right now, they have graduated licensing in Ontario. So he has his G1 right now, which means he can drive, but he has to have a licensed adult in the car. Tomorrow, he's taking his G2 driving test, which means that if he gets this, he can drive on his own without us. And that will be glorious. So glorious.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many errands I've been saving up to send that kid for.
You wonder why he's been putting it off?
Yeah. I don't care. I've taken care of him for the last 17 years. He can start to pull his weight. Plus, he's getting a car, so.
Yeah. Well, you got one of those. I never got one of those.
You know what I can't think about?
What's that?
Insurance. We were talking to friends. I think it's like $3,000 a year for teenage boys.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm going to have to go out and get me a part-time job to pay for that. You won't be the only one working 3 jobs. All right. Our next super chat comes from Other Minds for $6.66. Hi, Other Minds, and thank you for the super chat. Other Minds says, Happy Halloween. What is your favorite candy and the most impressive costume you have ever seen at a con?
Thank you for the super chat.
Cups.
Very appropriate amount for
666
for Halloween.
Oh, I totally missed that.
Yeah,
I'm not that bright.
Sometimes
Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite, though. They're like a Halloween candy thing for me, though. I always get them to give out the door, even though I know people have peanut allergies. Mostly, and then I don't give them out. Oh, Henry bars too. But I like the little mini size.
Yeah, I never like I'll take them. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't give them away, but Henry bars aren't my favorite. I think my favorite I like the M&Ms. Well, I like the Smarties.
Yeah, you like Smarties.
But they're Smarties for those of you in the States are.
I was going to say, I don't even think they have Smarties in the States.
They don't. They're Canadian M&Ms, basically. Close enough.
You know why they're not Canadian M&Ms? Because I could not eat them as a kid. In fact, because they have a flour coating on the shell, and they're not the same.
And they don't taste the same.
They don't taste the same. They're not even remotely the same. Don't let Dave fool you.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had to compare it to
Order
something.
some Smarties, and they're only in appearance. That's like saying they're like Skittles. Smarties, it's like saying M&Ms and Skittles are the same. They're not the same.
Just frame of reference. That's all.
Or M&Ms and those Reese's Pieces are the same. Not the same.
All right.
They're totally different.
All right.
Most impressive costume you've ever seen at a con? The Iron Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. You know what? Remember we went to a con and there was like Optimus Prime? There was like an actual like full size Optimus
Yes.
Prime Transformer. That was in Germany.
Yeah.
That was very impressive.
My most memorable costume though, and I'm terrible with names, and so I apologize, but I've seen him a bunch of times at shows. He's a great guy. He's always got something different. He's come as Bishop before, like a great Bishop costume. Some kind of anime that I'm less familiar with, but was it maybe last year or 2 years ago? He came with it's not Get Out, the movie. It's the other one because it's the same director, Jordan Peele. And it's like the guys with the prison suits and the scissors. And I had just seen the movie.
You best look on the chat because I'm so far behind, I'll never know.
Anyway, yeah, I had just seen the movie. And it wasn't just him. It was him and like, 6 other people. And they're all standing there with the scissors with a big grin on their face. And I was in the middle of them. It was a great shot. It was freaky. That was great.
All right. Cool. We have another super chat from Sam Gilmore for $10. Thank you so much, Sam. Sam wants to know, is there a writer or character that you think your art style would mesh well with that you haven't been able to work with yet?
As I draw something horror related right now, I would love to do a horror comic. That would be a huge amount of fun. And when I think about the kind of horror comic that I would want to do, I keep thinking Guillermo del Toro.
Zombies.
Okay, of course, but yeah, Guillermo del Toro, and he just says he has these great designs. Now I would have to design it as the artist, so it wouldn't be the kind of great design that I love. But yeah, he's just got such a great imagination, and like he did Pan's Labyrinth. Anyway, yeah, that's the one that pops into my head for like what would be an absolute blast to do, or the Underworld movies.
Oh,
the writer of that,
whatever thingamajingers.
What's that?
Lycan things.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Something like that.
Al Patrino says after watching your male torso tutorial, I grew abs. And Paul Essenson says there are 405 people watching and only 156 likes, which seems like the perfect segue from here to say, hit that like and subscribe button. Now I added the subscribe. You see that? I'm sure everybody who's watching is subscribed, but maybe you are watching and you're not subscribed. So subscribe and hit the like button.
There you go.
We don't want to send Kenny Wang over the edge tonight.
What's that?
Because Kenny was like flogging that like button last week like a dead mule. Tyler Novo has a super chat for $50. Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Jeez. Thank you very much, Tyler.
Tyler says, I probably learned more from your tutorials and from you than anyone else. You're a generous guy. Keep up the great work. P.S. Thanks for letting me copy your work. LOL.
Really, thank you, Tyler.
So sweet.
Yeah, and
that's like a small portion of the money that got wasted on Spotify.
You're very cynical.
We had some great guys come down.
Yeah, we really did. Absolutely.
Oh, my mic is slipping. Shaking the couch with all my coughing. All right. I think that's all the super chats for now. Oh, maybe not. I see. I keep flipping. I got to go back up. My chat flipped. All right, here we go. Scrolling down. I know there's 2 down here. Super chat for £5 from Rike Ingles 123. Small mortgage contribution. Let the guy have his YouTube fund, Meredith.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rike. Somebody's got to be the adult in this relationship.
Yeah. Somebody.
All right. Hey, Meredith.
This is really going quickly.
It is. Greg L has the next super chat. Dave, are you using that brush pen you mentioned?
I knew that was coming up.
That's from Greg L for $2.
And thank you, Greg.
Greg could remind you about that brush pen forever.
I know. And you know what?
It's going to haunt you.
I was setting up my stuff for this stream. I got my book of the week. I got everything all set up, and I saw that pen sitting there, and I thought, oh no. And I thought, you know what? I could run in, clean it out, get it all set up. And I looked at the time, and by then it was already,
No time.
yeah, it was 10:02. And I thought, oh, I can't. Had, and it's like this all the time. Like I want to say, oh, I've had so much on my mind, but it's like a chronic problem I always kind of do lately.
All right, our next super chat comes from Jimmy, Page One Comics for $5. Jimmy says, I just want to say I'm grateful for your friendship. You guys are great.
Well, thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks,
Jeez.
Jimmy.
Thank you very much.
We're not that great, but we'll pretend.
Hey, we're all right.
You didn't think I was great today.
Okay, yeah, well,
I didn't think you were great yesterday.
I was great. It's you.
See, we're awesome, but we still fight. My favorite thing about our fights right now is when you say to me, I know how you feel, you know how I feel, and I don't really feel like we need to litigate this out any further. And I say, I agree, let's move on.
Yeah, well, that's, a lot of years of marriage. You got to ask Jimmy how his Indiegogo campaign's coming for Dragon Rage. You know what? I just asked him right now. Jimmy, how's it coming?
I'll look for the answer.
Let us know.
We'll get there.
And I want to mention again, and I've been trying to mention this.
Did it end on the 18th?
I don't know, but I've been trying to mention this every week because it's such a great book. And Jimmy's got Dragon Rage coming up. He's got a campaign on Indiegogo, which you should all check out. Page One Comics, Indiegogo, Dragon Rage. I did a cover for it, which was an absolute blast to do. The kind of work that that's the other sort of thing. Like I'd love to do a horror comic. I'd love to do a fantasy book,
Oh, Dave, your live chat on your screen on the computer's not updating.
Okay. Oh, on the
stream, it's not updating.
Like here.
I personally can see the live chat. Are you seeing the live chat?
Yeah, you're right.
Xenomorphs.
I'm at Kenny Wang saying Khabib.
That's a long time ago.
It is. I don't know how to fix that.
Well, that's all right.
That's too bad. It's going to be that way.
Everybody else can see the chat though, right?
Yes, but it's not ideal because you don't see it in the window.
Well, maybe just close that out.
Oh, I can't close it.
Don't do anything. We don't want to break them.
It would break.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is, it's totally a problem. You know what? I'll do some research and we'll try to have that figured out by next week. Sorry about that, guys. The important
stuff is we all can see the chat.
We can.
And the drawing is not frozen, nor is Dave's shining pate. That's what you pay me the big money for. Next super chat comes from Chip Quarles for $5. Chip says, here's some cash to purchase some corn dogs or fish sticks or optional funnel cake. What's it going to be, Finch fam?
Well, first of all, thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Chip. I guess I'm going to go fish sticks. What would you pick? Corn dog or fish sticks? Or funnel cake?
You know what? I think I would go for a corn dog because I haven't had one. I can't even remember since I was a kid.
I've never had a corn dog.
Yeah, you can't eat them.
Don't make them gluten-free.
Yeah.
I can get gluten-free fish sticks though.
So there you go. That's why you...
Oh my gosh. I remember when I was a kid and they didn't make gluten-free fish sticks. My mom and dad would serve fish sticks and I'd have to cut the coating off to eat the fish.
That's tough.
That was a time. Oh, poor man.
Well, Everett can't have not only gluten, but dairy. And so we have potatoes and we all have good potatoes, like in mashed potatoes. And he has the, dry mashed potatoes in a separate bowl. And I feel badly for him every time. I
put his butter in all of our mashed potatoes though.
But you know what?
I mash his and then I put milk in ours. It's not that bad.
They look bad.
They do look bad.
You know what I do whenever I watch him having to do that?
Duck fat potatoes for him. I've done duck fat potatoes for him.
Yeah, you should. I just remember how often he keeps us up playing his video game all night.
You know what? I can't wait for the new house for that.
Yeah.
When he's on the literally opposite side of the house.
We love him, but not at 3:00 in the morning.
No, last night. Or when he's stomping down the hall past my bedroom door to go to the bathroom or go down and get a bowl full of Cheerios.
Well, I don't know if you heard what was going on last night.
I heard a lot of stuff last night.
Well, he had his assignment and he wanted me to read it and, help him with some corrections and that kind of thing. And that was at, 1:00 in the morning.
Is that when the Cheerios happened?
I guess.
Ting, 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 ting. It's like ice in the glass.
It wasn't me.
Into the bowl.
It wasn't me with the Cheerios. I could say that.
All right. Next super chat is SCS Powerlifting for $5. SCS says, I leave the adult stuff up to my wife, Midget, because he's a smart man.
Yeah, I wish I could do that. I do a lot, but then just with all the, because really I do so much, but with all the YouTube stuff, that kind of thing, like it's not something that I can really say, hey, Meredith, can you, do this? So yeah, it's very much left to me to find the time to do a lot of this stuff.
I can't draw. That's really what it comes down to.
Honestly, drawing is the least of it.
I mean, I could set up the live stream if you showed me how.
And I have to admit, I wondered, so many YouTubers that seem to just live stream and don't do videos. And I thought, well, yeah, why? Well, I know why. Oh, hey, Robert's here. He's ready to go. He just waved. I'm adding him to stream.
What do I do with all the super chat questions?
Okay, you just wait. Okay, here we go. I'm adding. This is a momentous occasion for me to have a guest.
Are we going to have him in there?
Yeah, here he is. I'm going to switch it so we can still see the picture. No, that didn't work. Hold on. There.
Can we see Robert? Can everybody see Robert? There he is. I see him.
I'm so little.
Robert.
I'm so little.
Why? Our pictures are basically the same size.
It's fine. No, I want to be little. I like it. Your art is the main attraction here.
I figure if it was just me talking, nobody'd be watching at all. So
you never know.
You gotta look at it this way, Robert. At least you were brave enough to be on camera.
Yes.
Because Meredith still hasn't done that.
Hold on, let me check my pulse here. Yeah, we're good. If I pass out, just cut the commercial.
So everyone, I'm sure most of you are familiar with Robert Marzullo. He's got a great YouTube channel and lots of excellent tutorial stuff and, Skillshare and Udemy courses, a ton of them, incredible stuff. And he's really been very helpful to me over, getting all of the YouTube stuff set up and working and, going. So I'm very thankful for that. And we also have, oh, well, thank you. We also have our critique live stream. Not, schedule. Maybe we should schedule it more, but it's so hard to do that. So I would say every 2 months? Would you say, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, at least it needs to probably happen more than that if you're available. I know it's a mix of us getting together and coordinating.
Yeah, I do find like it's I'm always busy and you're always busy. The one thing about live streams though is you sit down, you do it, and then it's done.
Exactly.
So
none of that pesky editing, right?
None of that. Yeah, none of that pesky editing. Yeah. So okay. Being as Robert is my first guest, and I was a little nervous about this, and I wanted to make sure that this wasn't a total fiasco, I wrote down questions. So here we go.
Oh, just so everybody knows, before, in case they're worried about their super chats, I'm actually copying and pasting them all into Facebook right now, so that no super chats will be lost over the course of us hanging with Robert.
All right. So the first question I had was, what got you to start drawing comics? What was the...
I drew ever since I could remember, but then I didn't really draw comics up until I was 14 and I had moved to Flint, Michigan, and I didn't know anybody. And so, I was still relatively young and would go in walking distance, right, of what I could find. And I found a comic shop called Pete's Comics, and I'll never forget because I was searching through the comics and just kind of flipping through them and going, wow, these are pretty cool. But then I picked up Spider-Man #1 by Todd McFarlane. Do you remember the gold foil cover of Spidey on all those webs, and so that, like eye candy, it just lured me over and I was ensnared by it, I guess. But I picked it up and I remember thinking, wow, I didn't think comics could be this cool. I'd never seen them drawn like that up until that point. And then it just, I think more than that book becoming a comic to me, it was like a how to draw book, because I took it home and just tried to copy very poor versions, of course. Tried to copy all the cool images out of that book, and then I started collecting from that point forward. And I became inspired to want to draw comics from that point on.
Yeah, we started basically the exact same way. I was probably maybe a year, maybe 2 years later. It was the start of Image, and so when I went to the comic store, some of the first Image books were there. Spawn was there. And so I was drawing from those books. Jim Lee's X-Men #1. It was actually a little bit old then. Well, a year old. But yeah, I was trying to copy all that stuff, and that was like, truthfully, that was the first time I thought, wow, I could do this, And then I tried to draw without copying Jim Lee. It's a little harder. So, it was yeah. Okay.
Hey,
So, boys, gentlemen, we
did it,
have
though.
a super chat from Charlie Parks for $4.99. Charlie says, Charlie Wolverine Parks has arrived. What's up, Dave and Rob? P.S. I have been just drying up a storm. Excited for your next portfolio review.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure you remember Charlie had the mask on for like half the review until it finally got too hot.
Oh, the Wolverine mask?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I was actually really wondering how long Charlie was going to be able to hold out with that thing, because it wasn't like a cloth kind of. It's one of those rubberized, with the expression and the whole thing. It was very cool looking, but it did not look comfortable.
And then
that was awesome.
We have another super chat from SES Powerlifting for $5, and SES says Robert needs to put that iPad down and give those step-by-step, real slow instructions with CSP. LOL.
CSP? What is?
Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, I'm jumping back on it. I did one today. I don't know if I can. Can I plug my artwork, Dave?
Yeah, please.
I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. I'm going to try to rotate my screen there. I don't think you can see it.
No, hang on. We'll be able to see
the lighting. It's the lighting.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a face. Just trust me, it's a face. On the screen.
Oh, now it unplugged. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Anyways,
Actually,
I am using Clip Studio Paint.
Yeah, I have it, and I've used it. My big problem with it right now is
I got
my Cintiq is like 10 years old, and it doesn't work very well anymore. And in order to use Clip Studio, I kind of need my Cintiq working. Whereas Procreate, I can just do on the iPad, which is also a problem because it's not my iPad; it's Isaac's, my youngest.
Nice.
So I have
to got to fight over it.
Yeah. And now it's broken.
And is it really?
Well, it's cracked.
Oh, it's
I don't know how well it works when it's cracked.
I don't know, but last time I used it, I saw that it was cracked. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's good when you're trying to draw your cracked brick texture pattern. You can use that for reference and kind of, I don't know, maybe not.
So, Robert, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you miss not being able to come over to Canada since we've closed our borders to you?
You don't have to answer that because that wasn't one of my pre-prescribed questions.
You Michigander, you? I know you all want to come up here.
Wait, is it I do. Yeah, no, I love going over there. Like I was telling Dave, like one of my favorite places I've ever been is Toronto. I mean, I know it sounds probably, silly, but I don't know if it is to you guys, but to me, I love that city, So yeah, I do miss it actually.
Yeah, Toronto is great, and I'm missing it. We normally go every August or September, basically. Let me. How did I have this before? Robert, you're so much better with StreamYard. So, wait. Oh, wait. You'll
get there.
Okay. All right. Good.
Am I echoing on your side?
You.
No.
So no. I don't hear it from me, but the truth is that I don't have headphones on, and so your microphone might be being picked up by mine.
That's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't distracting for the viewers.
It might be, and I'm not hearing it here.
All right, stream. We can hear it. Ross Klein says we can hear it.
Oh,
goes
no.
here.
Oh, no.
David, you need some. See, this is why Robert so kindly and generously agreed to be our guinea pig.
Yeah.
It's Dave's guinea pig.
I tried to warn.
You got headphones right there. Do they not plug in?
They do, but they haven't. You know what? I could try it. It's just
headphones are cool, Dave. Join the club.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. They might be dead though.
Headphones need a battery?
Well, these ones they plug in.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
I can still hear Robert.
No, they're working.
Can I still hear Robert now?
What's that?
I can hear Robert.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an echo.
So there's still
coming through a speaker over here. What the heck speaker's over here? In the corner.
It's coming from. Hold on. There.
Can you hear Robert?
I can hear.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. No echo.
Can you hear anybody else now?
And now I'm not hearing Robert.
No, because you
Can't
turned
hear
it
me?
down. Oh, Dave.
Okay.
Well, we'll hang out with Robert for half an hour and then we'll figure it out. And
We're gonna do sign
we'll get it
language
sorted
today,
out next
folks.
time.
But I don't
Yeah,
know
we'll
sign
get it.
language.
Maybe I'll have to be upstairs when we do that.
I don't know. And this is part of the problem that I had with this whole thing is I tried to actually go live. Eric Grove was helping me with it, and I could not figure out how to get it set up without it just going live. So I couldn't. Anyway, yeah. Sorry about that, Robert.
No,
Lance
no.
Boyer says, Dave, I'll drive up from Sarnia to help you set up live stream stuff.
Yeah, you know what? That might not be a bad deal at all. It's
Somebody on the right side of the border.
yeah.
And see, somebody said it's nice to see you guys having technical issues again. A lot of fun. I told
Every
Dave's like,
time.
oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work? It's going to be awful. I'm like, Dave, people aren't going to care. It's going to be fun. They're going to roll with us.
Well, you know, I think just having you on here is it's nice. So it's worth the problems. And next time we do this, Robert, I'll make sure. I promise this won't happen again.
No, dude, it's my honor to be on here. This is super cool.
Maybe turn your volume down. Jordan says it's when we have the volume up on a monitor and the mic picks up and reverbs into the mic.
Okay.
Maybe just turn the volume down a little bit.
Try and turn it down so I can
Low
hear
enough
it.
that we can hear.
Right. Okay. Let's see if that works. Hopefully that'll do it.
Testing.
But so the next question I had, I'm the worst interviewer, is we were talking a while ago before you got into comics. You had a printing business that was a lot of employees and the whole thing, and so was it.
Well, I had up to 7. It wasn't a lot, but I had up to 7 employees at one point.
Well, 7 is 7 more than I've ever had. So to me, it seems like a big responsibility.
Yeah, not bragging. It was a lot of work. So you don't ever. Hey, if you get 7, that's great. I don't think I would ever want to do that again. Not to say I wouldn't ever have employees again. If operations get too big and you got to do certain things, but it was a lot of work, a lot of stress. I spent 15 years on it. Oh, my bad. What was the actual question before I start rambling?
Okay. Well, I guess the actual question was when you started with YouTube and started doing tutorial stuff and getting your work out there more and starting to work in comics, what was the point where you said, you know what, I'm ready to just do this full time? And because letting go of a business where you're making an income that you can kind of count on, it's got to be a tough choice.
Yeah, no, it was. It was one of those crossroads in my life where I was like, I wanted to really go for this. I really wanted. This was funny. When I started my business, it was in 2001. It was a sign and graphic shop, initially where Ram Studios came from. Ram Studios Signs and Graphics, and it was great in a lot of ways because I was 25 and it was me and a lot of buddies that would kind of work together at times. That could get a little haywire at times, but we had some good times. We had a lot of fun, and we got to print graphics, wrap vehicles. So it was very art infused, but it wasn't comics, But this was my thought process. I thought, well, I'd start this business, generate some income, and draw comics at night. And one day my business would allow me to just draw comic books, And I don't know why I thought that. It was just an idea. It didn't really work out that way. In fact, the more I could get the business to be off the ground and successful, the more I felt myself slipping away from actually being an artist and trying to be a small business person and learn the things that go with that. And I was all self-taught. So it was like, probably should have went to business school, but so it didn't really work out the way I thought. So after so many years of being involved, I really started to feel myself getting tugged back. I need to be drawing. Why am I not drawing? Why am I not drawing as much? I never stopped drawing, but I'd scribble here, scribble there kind of thing, draw for artwork, for graphics. Obviously that was, tied in with the business. And then I started getting to a point where I'm like, I just got to go for it. I'm getting too old. I got to do this and I'm running out of time. And so then I started the YouTube, but I wouldn't say the YouTube was me trying to get away from the shop and start this art business or get into comics again. it was really, I thought it was just super cool to be able to make some videos and share them online. And it gave me an outlet to at least be doing comic art again. And I thought, man, everybody, well, not everybody, some people get to see it. The views were very minuscule in the beginning, obviously. And, but it was exciting to be able to make video and throw some, soundtracks to it and all that. And I just kind of got hooked from that. But then as it started to grow, I realized it was actually an extremely great way to market yourself. And I started getting, offers from different companies to do some things. And I just figured, wow, this is something. And I kept pushing it. And it got to a point where it led to the teaching, and it led to, some other jobs, how to draw a book. I did that book, Learn to Draw Action Heroes. And that came right from YouTube. Once I had built the following on there, they approached me and said, hey, would you like to do a book? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably not the guy you think I am, but how am I going to say no to it? If you think I'm good enough, I'm going to do it, And so I jumped in and did that. And I would say that was about when I started to think, I bet I could really put more time and energy into this, and I could get away from the shop, because the shop was basically, I lost my passion for it. I'd been there 15 years doing it. And it's not that I was making bad money. It just, if I had to compare the money to the happiness, it wasn't beneficial for me anymore. And I just started to feel like, hey, I got to go for this, and whatever happens, happens. And that's when I decided to shut it down and just continue doing what I do now.
Yeah, it seems like that's how it goes. Something like drawing comics or any kind of crazy, music career, you really just have to go for it,
Yeah.
Which is why it's so easy when you're young. So, because I had nothing. I had no education. I had no options. So it was easy. I had nothing to lose. Whereas, you had a whole life and a business, and it's a different thing. And I'm sure, there are, and I've seen people in the chat here who are not as young, and they say, hey, is it possible to learn how to draw and break in at an older age? And I keep saying it's totally possible. You can do it. Of course, it's just a matter of, can you manage to do all the work that really comes into, getting good enough and getting work and going through it when you have other responsibilities. That's where it's tough.
Definitely. Totally agree, because you're going to have to treat it. I always tell people, treat it like a real job, and it will ultimately become your job, career, probably not job, career, I guess. But at the same time, like you just said, how are you going to manage that? Because you got to put in, to get good enough, you got to put in some solid hours. Let's say it was 40 hours a week, like a regular job. I think you're going to see some really great improvement if you do that. But can people really sustain that and pay for a family, live a life? There's compromises that have to be made. So you got to figure out where that is for you, and if you can do it or not.
Yeah.
So good news. Turning the volume down, fix the echoes.
Good. And I can still hear you. So at least in the future, I think that'll be
that's a good solution.
That'll work. Yeah. So the next question I had was, and I found this for me, just teaching with YouTube and some of the videos that I did years ago, it really taught me a lot about how to draw. Do you find that that's true for you? Have you learned more just from having to break things down?
Now say it again. Has what taught me to draw? Making the videos?
Making videos and having to break down the process and all the muscles and...
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I just released a new anatomy one. Sorry, I'm not trying to plug stuff. It's just going to naturally kind of occur, I guess. Yeah, but
this is why you're here. Yeah. Plug.
I know. All right.
That's not the only reason we wanted it, but yeah, please. All
right. So I did this anatomy course, and I still got to add some sections to it. I did like arms, legs, torso, and I realized as I was going through this piece by piece, I thought I knew it already. I mean, I thought I knew a lot of it, and I realized how much it really humbles you. So breaking things down like that to teach someone else, I'll tell you what, it gave me not just this course, but from the start to now, gave me a really big respect for teachers and what they have to do day in and day out to make that stuff for the students, it's not so easy, but it teaches you dramatically. Like, I learned a lot of terminology that I don't know that I'll ever need, like you always say in your stuff, like, yeah, you just learn to draw it, make it look cool. And I'm like, oh yeah, I thought you had to know the names. And
I
you
don't know,
don't.
though.
You don't.
I just did a video. I did a torso video, and I was breaking out some of the words that, like serratus. I never knew that before.
Right.
So I learned that actually from doing the stream with you the last time. So yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
And I do think it's
fun
helpful
stuff.
to have a name for things, like, rather than just pointing on that one there,
Right.
So yeah, I'm definitely learning for sure.
Yeah.
So
and it comes in handy when you're teaching too, the terminology anyways.
yeah, well, I'm finding, and just finding inventive ways to kind of break things down so it makes sense. There's the way that I draw, and I'm sure it's the same for you. I break things down, but it's very loose and it's pretty direct. But when you show somebody how to break down forms, you can't show it that way. You have to really kind of show it in a way that makes sense and is more clear. And so that's been teaching me a lot, I feel like, too.
Yeah. No, it's you definitely learn a lot by trying to prepare lectures and lessons and breaking down all these things and yeah, thinking about it in a way differently. I think as artists, a lot of times, I think you mentioned this before, it's like a lot of artists are really good at just drawing. They couldn't tell you why. Some people pick up different techniques visually and never know past that. But it's a whole different mindset when you have to almost reverse engineer it and present it to somebody.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So influences. Who would you say? I know Todd McFarlane.
David Finch, obviously. Yeah, Todd McFarlane was the first, and then it went from Todd's work to, it gets a little hard for me to remember it specifically. It was, I guess it was like, probably Liefeld, and I know a lot of people are gonna, they always want to talk bad, but I just saw the style and the energy and the conceptual way that he did characters. I thought was just so cool, and so it was his work, and then it was probably Dale Kean. Like Dale Kean's run on the Hulk was just like mind blowing, and I was just huge fan of that. Could never really draw the stuff like I felt like I could almost draw McFarlane stuff a little bit better, which I'm not trying to sound pompous. That his stuff's just off the chain, but it's like it just something about it was easier for me to process. Where Dale Kean was so clean and concise, and it was just really hard for me. But I appreciate it. It's like I saw something I needed out of his work. I just had a really time getting it out of there.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone actually manage to really come close to it, because people, everybody learns by copying other artists. I've never seen somebody really copy Dale Keown well.
Yeah.
Or even close. I tried, and I did get stuff out of it,
Right.
Even artists where it doesn't really fit and I can't make it work, you get something.
Yeah.
So you'd say mostly all the early image guys and the guys that were big at Marvel at the time.
Yeah, and I know that's such a cliche answer, right? But it's really what attracted me to comics, and their styles were so much more evolved, like Silvestri and Waltz Portacio or Portacio. How do I say that? Waltz.
Portacio?
Is it?
I would have said Waltz Portacio.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right. And
Dave says stuff all the time, and then we find out it's wrong.
I've known him for years.
Right.
Don't trust,
but I don't know if I've ever said
pronunciation.
I don't know if I've ever said his last name to him, so I could be saying it wrong.
Yeah, but his style was huge as well. I love the way his stuff was a little more gritty, and the proportions were a little more distorted, but his shading was just, I don't know, something was such a cool eye candy effect. And then from there it was like Jay Lee. I remember he came on the scene later, and I remember your stuff. Like as soon as you came out, I was just, like, wow, this guy can really throw shadows. Like your shadows and your rendering were one of the things that really attracted me to your style. And I really I'm still lacking that in my own work, but it's like you became my muse for lighting. light and shadow and other things. I mean, your geometric shapes are awesome. I mean, on and on. Draw awesome women. It's all great, but it's like if I had to pick that one thing, it was always the way you did light and shadow. Something about that, I was like, whoa. And then I started watching your videos. You did a few videos, and this was way before I ever thought of doing videos. So you actually inspired me to do the videos. But I saw the way that you would teach some of those demonstrations at cons and stuff like that. I never got to see one in person, but I saw those videos online, and I thought, man, that's such a killer thing, and that's got to be helping so many people. So yeah, when I started doing tutorials, it was inspired by you, Dave.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Comes around full circle.
It's funny, you put some of that actually came about for me the same way the book came up for you. I was drawing, and based on that stuff, Noman Workshop was looking for, because Noman Workshop, and they still specialize in more special effects and concept design, video game and film stuff, but they wanted to do some comic stuff. And so, it was just a great opportunity. And I remember drawing, it was that this huge camera overhead. It was a great setup, so much better than my little webcam, which you can see right here.
Right.
But
hey, we get it done though.
We get it done. One of these days I keep telling Meredith I want to get this whole apparatus, but
not gonna happen.
Probably not.
All right. So Dave, you have one more question because we don't want to take up Robert's whole night.
Okay. Well, and actually, you know what?
And also because you haven't drawn this whole time, and you want to take up Meredith's whole night either.
Yeah, I was really planning, I'll talk and draw the whole time, but we start talking, and I'm like, I'm enjoying the conversation. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
we want to be good hosts, which means we
fair enough. My last question, actually, and you were saying you don't want to plug stuff, but that really is my last question. I just wanted to know, what you've got coming up and what people can expect and look out for.
Yeah. So, basically I'm always making a new class on Skillshare or new brushes on my Gumroad. But actually from the how to improve it, how to draw anatomy course, I'm actually going to take a little bit of a breather. I'm going to keep updating the courses that I have. And I'm going to jump onto the Blackstone comic. I've got book 1 done. Now I'm going to be on book 2, or been on book 2. And I want to just stop and finish the book because I just feel like that's what I've been even doing all this for. So I got to really make sure to, button down and just do the book. I'd love to move right into book 3. And, I feel like I've done so many courses and classes anyways. I could probably just sit back and update them and take care of the students that I have and get back to drawing some comics. I get people that ask me that all the time. When are you going to finish the book? And I'm like, yeah, here I am juggling things again, So yeah, that's my next step.
Oh, that's great. So are you thinking about crowdfunding or?
I don't know. I've had a lot of people ask me to do that, and I've seen some projects do pretty well with that. I'd like to. I always don't know what people are looking for in that regard. I've never tried that. So maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, look, I don't know either, but I would think that'd be the best way to go, especially if you've got an audience that is really interested in what you're doing and that you have direct communication with. You can't beat it, I think.
Right. Yeah.
At some point, I'd like to do it too. One of these days. 10 years from now.
Maybe I can get a David Finch Blackstone cover. Ooh.
I'm in. Of course I would. I'd be happy to do it.
Oh, I'd pay you, man. I wouldn't ask for nothing for free, but it'd be sweet. I would definitely like to see it.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Robert, for being my first guest and, helping me kind of work out some of the bugs here just in terms of, I got to be honest, I feel like the number one bug that I've run into is just being terrible at interviewing. I've never done this before. So, when you come on next, I'll be a whole lot more polished. This will go much smoother.
Hey man, it's all a work in progress. I'm constantly trying to figure out things on my setup and make it better.
That's actually Robert saying, yes, you are a bad interviewer.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Meredith, come on.
Yeah. You really need to work on that.
No, what I meant is you're not alone, but all right. You're doing better than I am. How about that?
I don't know about that.
I think so. I don't have all the fancy screens. You got like multiple screens. You got chat windows. I don't do all that. I'm like
My chat
easy.
window, I don't know
I'm
if you
like
noticed.
easy peasy. Hit the record button and start drawing. That's, you know.
My chat window has been dead the whole stream.
Well, yeah, but she's been copying and pasting them on Facebook, right?
I don't know.
No, I'm putting I've got the super chats I've got saved in Microsoft.
Okay, right. And
so
I know
can-
the chat's working,
Okay.
but on the actual screen where it says live chat, yeah, it froze, and I'll have to figure that one out. So
Oh, see, I thought I came on and everybody just stopped and the
Yeah, that's
views
it.
went down. Yeah, all right. Feel a little better now.
Yeah, no, it's just incompetency on this end. Yeah, we'll get there.
You'll get
All
there.
right.
Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you
you
so much
guys.
for
It's been a
Coming
pleasure.
on.
Thanks,
it's been great
Robert.
to have you.
Thank you.
All right. I'll see you
All right.
soon.
Yep. Take care.
All
Bye.
right. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right. And that brings us into 9 o'clock, the book of the week. Might as well just get the book of the week done.
Oh, and look at this. I've been sitting there talking. I let my pen totally dry out. Okay. Whoop. Camera. All right, here we go. Book of the week. And being that this is the Halloween stream, I felt like Bernie Wrightson's creepy stuff is got to be the best choice. So I got this book actually. This is, I think it might be a pretty new edition. And Cat's here.
Yeah.
It's a collection of a lot of his creepy stuff. I don't know if it's got everything in here, and I had seen some of this stuff in other places here and there. There's Bernie Wrightson's A Look Back, but a lot of this was new to me and just beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's almost exclusively brushwork, his inking, I think. And I'm actually not sure. And as I look at it, I've been inking more because I always knew that he's a brush inker, but I can see lines that I would swear look more like they're a quill. So it's probably a mixture, but just incredible textures and lighting and just so much volume that he gets out of his figures. I love all his folds. And he's just such an influential artist. He's the greatest horror artist of all time, undeniably. And he's a huge influence of Kelly Jones. And actually, Kelly Jones did Dead Man, which is a book that came out right when I was getting into comics. And I loved Kelly Jones, and I still do. Kelly Jones has his own style, and it's beautiful stuff. And that will be the book of the week soon because it's incredible stuff of its own right, but it is so heavily influenced by Bernie Wrightson's work. And just the textures that he can get and the contrast. And let me move ahead a little bit. He's got some stuff in here that's got some ink wash, which is something that I've wanted to experiment with for years, and I just never have. And I don't know that I could ever pull it off this beautifully, so I've been kind of afraid of it. But yeah, amazing, amazing stuff. And I've never seen. I think, generally speaking, I can point out with artists, I can say that they're influenced by this artist or that artist, but so much of like the way he drew hands and the way just his folds and just how gestural his figures were, I don't actually really know where he got it. I know he had a Frank Frazetta influence, but so much of it, I think he's just one of those geniuses is just so inventive that he really developed something that's unlike anything that came before. Incredible creatures. This creature here, actually, I remember Mark Silvestri did it's a character in Wolverine years ago, and I can't remember the name, but I thought it was the coolest character of all time. And, it's still very cool, but it is so heavily based on this stuff here. You can really see the influence. And I love he's got these tall vertical panels just beautifully arranged. Just his black and white arrangement's incredible. There's some stuff that's kind of inked by some other people, or I think he inked. Okay, to be honest, I'm not sure with that one, but. And at the end of the book, he's got these amazing plates. To be honest with you, I wish they were black and white. I'd prefer it. And I love, this is all, a lot of this anyway is using whiteout. It's something that actually, I've got a page I just finished where I was experimenting, working this way and just filling in black and then using white and drawing in my lights with white. And you can get so much out of that. And it was really looking at this stuff right here. So this has been a book that's been on my desk for, the last little while, and incredible it's like a double light source. He's got a strong uplight, and then he's got a strong light coming from above with a great core shadow. And this is where I really have to complain about the coloring, because this whole area here should be light. There's no reason for that to be dark. Maybe compositionally, I don't know. I don't like it. I prefer to see this not colored. And just the detail and just the
All right.
characters. I'm mumbling on about
Right.
Bernie Wrightson.
You're out of your groove. Let's go. Let's Davey get his groove back.
Let's just pretend we're not on a live stream, and I'll just look at this book for a
All right.
while.
5.
And you can see,
I'm
actually,
gonna give you the Isaac countdown.
okay,
5.
well, hold on. I got one more thing to say. That right there, this figure right there, I have copied that a few times, and so much of my fold work is really based on, I would say, that figure. I had that in another book years ago. So anyway,
4.
beautiful stuff. Greatest horror work of all time. Creepy presents Bernie Wrightson, definitive collection of the artist's work from Creepy and Eerie by Dark Horse. And I just got this on Amazon. So, phenomenal book. Highly recommend it. All right. Moving on.
We're going to go all the way back up to some super chats that we missed that had come in before Robert so graciously joined us. So the first super chat is from Anthony Gee. Hey, Anthony, for $4.99. Anthony says, I'm so happy you're drawing Jason. I live and breathe Friday the 13th. And I'm thrilled to see you draw. Can I give you my firstborn for it? We're trying to get our kids out of the house, Anthony. We do not take children.
Yeah.
I will sell mine. I'm not taking someone else's.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much, Anthony.
And then
I have to admit, I have really been considering on the website setting up a page to put some of these up because
for sale.
Because a lot of them actually kind of sold just through email and whatever, but these aren't really my commissions. I'm kind of.
I know you're behind on those.
Yeah, I'm totally behind on the commissions. I'm spending all my time doing these.
All right.
But I mean, come on, can you blame me?
Next super chat comes from ODM Photography for $4.99. Sorry I'm late, but excited for Jason. Let's add Michael Myers. LOL. Hope y'all are doing well.
Great
He's
to see
banned.
you. What, for suggesting another character?
Yeah, for adding another character. That's it. No, I'm not banning anybody today. I'm too sick. All right.
Oh, by the way,
Just like you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel like crap.
I want to mention ODM. I've been super swamped lately, so
Yes, super swamped.
I got your email, and ODM sent inks he did over some Jim Lee pencils. It was a Wonder Woman picture, and yeah, beautifully done. I have to admit, like, there was rendering on the back of her hand in the picture, and it's like curved lines that are like perfect beyond what I could do. I just thought it was all the way around. It was very clean and very it looked right for Jim Lee. I thought it was great, and especially after seeing the inks that you did over my stuff. It's such a different style. It's an important skill to be able to transition from style to style, and I thought you did it amazingly well.
All right, next super chat comes from Alec Obert for $4.99. Hey, M&D, thanks for the roadmap, David. I'm a little over a week into it, and I'm already seeing improvement. I'm tracking my progress on Discord.
Oh, great. Really, and there's another thing. I really need to get onto Discord and check that out. So yeah, I absolutely will, Alec. And thank you very much. And actually, I need to email Alec. It's another thing on my. This is why I need a whiteboard down here. And we have sort of a whiteboard on the fridge right now. Meredith has got, this is what you have that's due and whatever. I know you got super chats.
I'm making Everett drive me around tomorrow.
And yeah, maybe you guys could do that. Because it's not just that. It's the extra little things like.
I get it. You're making me anxious. All right.
This is not the first week I've been like this too.
I know. I don't have the energy for it this week. Greg L has a super chat for $2. Greg says, LMAO, all good. Maybe you'll have the pen next week. Greg.
I keep saying every week, next week, go work on it. Now I'm afraid to say next week. So hopefully that'll be the week that I actually get to it.
And then another super chat from Doomsayer Designs for $5. When rendering, how do you determine when to hatch and when to cross hatch? Also, do you render toward the light source? Great work, you two.
I render from, so this would be where my light is on his chest. And then below this, it's rounding down toward shadow. And obviously I've got a lot of detail in the shadow. I always render up toward the light. And my choice can be to render directly upward. And this comes down to more of a design question. You know, I can render directly upward and do the whole thing that way, or I can, if I have a light coming from, you know, the left or the right, I can render actually across toward the light. Either way works. You can also do both, you know, so I can render directly upward, I can render crossways along it, and then even, you know, toward the light, which I'll do a lot of times with shoulders, something that's really broad and soft. I'll do a few different directions. But one thing I try not to ever do is render away from the light. And I actually have a video coming up, not on my own channel, fairly soon, all about rendering. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I've finished it. Well, I finished the core portion of the video. I still need to do the introduction. It's tougher. I have to actually do an introduction on camera where I have to talk to the camera, and that's not the best for me. So we're getting there.
All right. The next super chat comes from Claudio Rogogen for $5. Claudio says, you should draw The Predator. That movie turns into a stalker slasher horror film after the first half hour. Also, I love your drawing tutorials.
Thank you very much, Claudio. Appreciate it.
And then there's another super chat from Alec over Alec for $4.99. Alex said, here's a little something to help toward the insurance bill.
Thank you, Alec.
Thank you so much. Anybody who has a teenage son or a son in general.
You know the pain.
If you don't know it now, you're going to know it soon.
Yeah, I wanted to mention I did a Predator drawing for Marvel just this past year. It was to introduce Marvel or to introduce Predator and Alien to the Marvel universe. So I did a picture of Alien on the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, you know, and a picture of Predator on top of the Avengers Tower, and Predator's holding Tony Stark's helmet, you know, in his fist. It's actually a real homage to, I think it's Predator 2, where it's like the city Predator. So I made sure to draw that costume, like the actual urban Predator. It was a lot of fun.
All right. The next super chat comes from Abaddon Almighty for £2. Jason for Halloween, and Michael for Friday the 13th. Is there a Friday the 13th coming up this year? Is there one left in the year? Hold on, let me look.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
Well, you do Jason for Halloween, but is there a Friday the 13th coming up in November?
There is. There you go.
Wow, 2020 just doesn't get. I can't even complain.
It's not been so bad. All in all,
we have not had a bad 2020 at all.
All things considered, and all thanks to me.
We're all thanks to you. Yes. 81 Modus has a super chat for $5. Any chance of a Finch Artifact edition?
I don't know what that is. Would that be like through Marvel or DC or
maybe just this stuff?
Yeah. Well,
a book of your drawings. We haven't done a sketchbook or anything.
No.
Of your work in so long.
Well, and we've confirmed on the show here that we will be doing that. It's a matter of just getting enough stuff together, and we're getting there fast.
We're wrong. What is an Artifacts edition? Ask the stream. Let's ask the stream.
You just did.
I know. It's kind of cool though. You're like, let's ask the stream.
You know, I gotta say,
will tell us. The stream will let us know.
I am so glad that we worked out the microphone thing. I just need to figure out the chat. I don't know why that happened.
It just happened for this time, but you'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, Robert was a very good sport.
He was awesome.
Coming on, and you know,
Robert's the best.
Yeah, and I mean, I could listen to him talk for hours. So you know, that's why part of the reason.
Nice. He's like a radio voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's great. Well, you can see why his channel does so well. He's a great teacher.
Unlike the. He must like us to listen to me hacking the microphone all night long.
You know, you're generally a cougher, but yeah, this time it's a little worse.
Yeah. Gabriel Santos has a $5 super chat. Gabriel, I didn't see a question, so I'll just say thank you for the super chat. Maybe
thank you very much, Gabriel.
Insurance edition. The teenage insurance. And then I have a super chat from Auntie for $5. You've been so helpful. Could we have one for preteen or children? Like, what's the difference between older and younger and head, bodies, etc.?
That's a good question. I don't know really. Okay. It is true that I'm really not doing tutorials that are as beginner friendly as they could be. Truthfully, though, part of the reason for that, I would say the major reason for that is I feel like that kind of stuff is you can really find it so many places and done very effectively. And I don't know that I'm really the teacher for that, as much as and I've done it and I enjoy it. I think there are people on like YouTube and all over that do better. And I kind of feel like this is something that I can offer that is a little different. So I haven't done it. And that's not to say like I'm not against it. I don't want to give that impression. I just haven't done it for that reason. I don't know if that's the right reason. I don't know if that's the right decision, but that's kind of where I've been with that. So I'm not saying no, but I'm also saying it hasn't been part of the plan.
The next super chat comes from Daniel Castelli for $9.99. Daniel says, "Hey guys, real talk. I was just offered a paid illustration job, 0% on skill, 100% on being close friends with the art director's boss. I'm not at a pro level. Should I just go for it and hope for the best?"
Yeah, I think so. You're going to fall on your face, but that's...
You miss 100% of the chances you never take.
That's right.
Shots you never take, right?
And bear in mind, you are going to be your own worst critic. So, when you say you're not ready, yeah, you're not for yourself. But I mean, I wasn't ready, not at all. And you get exposed and it's hard and you're like, it will be not fun. And, it'll be a stressful time for you, but you got to do it. And really the experience you'll get from it and the improvements in your art will be much greater than you can get just, sketching and learning. And as important as that stuff is, yeah, don't let an opportunity go to waste. And I don't care how that opportunity comes. When they come, you have to take advantage. I think that's such a, just in life in general, opportunities come along and you take them or you don't. And, I try to jump on whatever I can that I think is going to be helpful for me and, be a learning experience or help me grow. I try not to let those kinds of opportunities go. And I please don't let it go. Take the opportunity.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely.
Take it how it comes. And if you do fall on your face, well,
Hey, better to try and fail than never try at all.
That's right.
Hey, Dave, did you ever say the world is your toilet, fill it as you wish? Because Brain Games has it as a quote from you.
I've never even heard that before.
I've never heard that before either. Were you drunk when you said that? Have you been doing drinking and draw streams and I don't know about it?
You know what? That's eloquent enough that I would remember.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's also...
It's really awful. The world is your toilet.
So yes, I think I would remember if I said that.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Next super chat comes from Claudio Rogojan for $2. Claudio says, "You should have drawn the potato sack, Jason. He was first."
Yeah, when I was looking at some pictures of that, and it's not like it wasn't on my mind, but I thought this is the most iconic Jason. It's the one that everybody remembers. I mean, strictly speaking, in the first movie, the villain was the mother. It wasn't even really, Jason. So,
I think it's Michael Scott.
Oh, okay.
That sounds.
Yeah.
So says Louise Beater.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
Yeah,
Michael
that sounds
Scott
like an Office kind of thing. And then Sheldon Martin says, "I think she quoted Wayne Gretzky." Definitely, no, Wayne Gretzky did not say that. He's too classy. It's much more of a Michael Scott thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, I think my stream. I just want to make sure my stream didn't blip. All right. Greg Al has a super chat for $2. Maybe change my name to Static Art so you know it's me. Static Art on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Greg Al, that's Static Art.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Yeah.
You really didn't pick that up. I had to feed it to you with a baby spoon.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I'm doing this right now, and I'm thinking.
You're thinking about what you're doing right now?
Well, actually, you know what I'm thinking?
What?
I don't know how much ink there is in this pen, and this could all go So
Would you have more ink?
No, this is my last one, and I've just been so. It's like
You're
another.
going to be out of ink pen.
Well, I have ink that I can put into the other pen, and I've been meaning to do that. And
Greg, it looks like next week you're going to get your wish. Dave has not ordered more pens.
So yeah, this could all fall apart if I run out of ink halfway through this.
Looks like I feel you're going to end up filling it in with a Sharpie.
Well, what'll end up happening is I'll just have to use this like a dip pen.
Oh, that seems better.
Yeah, so I'll be fine. But this is easier, so
yeah.
You can see why I like these kinds of pens. I can just squeeze it and ink comes out and move on.
All right.
What time is it? 9:19. We're not doing bad.
You're doing great. It's actually because he's not a heavily rendered character.
Oh, just wait.
Okay. I spoke too soon.
But it is, in some ways, yeah, it's a little more simple. Yeah. And I also cheated this time. I think just because I was so nervous about getting this whole thing up and running, I lightly sketched in.
Oh, yeah, you drew it beforehand. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Next super chat comes from Dan Genovese. Dan wants to know for $5. Thank you, Dan. Hi, M&D. Have you considered publishing an instructional book, as in how to draw comics the David Finch way?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I've thought about it in the past. I haven't been thinking about it lately. And the reason for that is I really like using YouTube because I have all of you guys and I feel like we have a community, you know, and I can't get that any other way. It's very valuable to me. It's means a lot to me. And so I'm putting all of my energy into this and you. So yeah, that's not really something that I've been thinking about. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'd be against it in the future, and you know, like it's not totally off the radar, but yeah, right now I haven't really been thinking about that.
All right, the next super chat comes from Clorox. You didn't drink me for $10. It's pictures Clorox too.
And so what was
the question is, I'm currently working on a comic for my portfolio, and I was wondering, how do you turn a regular script into a comic script that I can draft from? Sorry if it's a hard question. My question would be, why would you use a regular script and not a comic script?
Yeah, I would say if you're looking, if this is for the purpose of samples, you really should use a comic script. It's okay. No, just to answer the question anyway. What you have to do with a movie script, they have pans and zooms. You can't do those. So you need to find the angle that works best for the shot. You know, and with comics, you have the advantage of being able to go for a really big panel or a really small panel. It's not something you can do in a movie or, you know, on TV. So you do have choices that way. And I would say, you know, a pan or a zoom can be a compensation for the fact that they can't do a larger shot. So just use a larger shot for that. Another thing to consider is that in a movie, plotting action from one action to the next, it all just flows. Whereas in a comic, you can't have somebody pull a gun out of their holster, shoot someone, then put it back into their holster in the same panel. And I mean, I'm sure you could do like speed lines and the whole, but really strictly speaking, you need one motion. So, you know, if you want to show that, you need to show the hand on the holster and then, you know, pointing and shooting, or just pointing and then shooting. And you need to make those choices. Do you want it to be 10 panels? And you could do that. You know, they look at each other and then you see a 2-shot and they're both looking at each other, and then a hand on the gun and you see the other person behind it.
On the pen?
I'm waiting for it to dry. It's got to dry just a second here. And then you could, you know, yeah, a hand on the gun, you see the other person behind, and then you reverse the shot to see it the other way. And, you know, you could get a lot of panels out of that. And then, you know, you have them quick draw and then fire and then show them spin the gun, you know. Anyway, you get my point. So you need to look at what's being called for and then decide how many panels need to go in that. And then also bear in mind that you can get a lot of things, a lot of information into one panel. And Todd McFarlane actually had a great example, and it was a writer describes a car going over a cliff and he's got it like 5 panels. You see the car driving, then you see a sign that says you're heading toward wherever. And then and below it says bridge out, caution. And then you see a car drive over the cliff and then you see a crash. And he said you could do all that in one panel. You show the car crashing over the bridge, knocking the sign over that says bridge out, and that's flying in the air. And you get all that information into one panel, which is totally possible too. So, it's learning how to play with your timing and what you can get into a shot. And that's not something that unfortunately I can just, totally get across here right now, but
okay.
It's a bit of an experience thing too, you'll find, but yeah.
I have to apologize to Sheldon Martin.
Okay.
I never would apologize to you, Dave, but I have to apologize to Sheldon because I was really fixated on that toilet bowl quote.
Yes.
And I'm like, and Sheldon was referring to you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's Wayne Gretzky. So I apologize, Sheldon.
Okay.
The toilet quote felt like it must be from Michael Scott and The Office. So fair enough.
You felt the need to point out that you would never apologize to me. I got it.
Oh, come on. I do apologize when I'm wrong.
Yeah. And what times are you wrong? All the times you thought you were wrong?
That's right.
Right.
I didn't say it. You did. Everybody heard it. You said it.
Yeah.
The next super chat was from Greg Gal for $2. Greg says, LOL, I meant I may change to that name on here. So, well, we don't know who Greg is next week. Greg will be somebody else.
Well, remember, it was, what was it?
To go back now. Static art.
Static art. See, now I'll be more likely to remember. Now that I tried to remember and couldn't remember,
that's right.
It's burned into my head. I remember Page One comics that way.
Barely remember your son's birthday burned into your head.
When have you ever seen me forget Page One comics? But that's Jimmy.
Oh yeah, Jimmy. No,
can't forget Jimmy.
All right. All right. Hold on, scrolling through. Oh, and I think Robert Marzullo left. Bye, Robert Marzullo. Robert said, awesome art, Dave. Thanks, Dave, for having me on the show. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for coming, Rob.
Robert.
Yeah, he was pretty busy tonight. And we talked about it last week. I asked him if he'd come on. He said, sure. And then, of course, I get busy. I forget. I emailed him earlier today about it. And so, yeah, I kind of put him on the spot because he'd forgotten too. And he had stuff going on. So
that was nice. And it was good that we didn't keep him too long then.
Yeah.
Rick K. Ingles 123 says, start the rendering, Dave. I need to walk my dog. Because remember, he walks his dog.
Right. I'm there. We're rendering. There we go.
All right.
Yeah, there was a bit of a break, but it's nice to be able to actually stop and talk to Robert. I really thought, okay, and I need to think about how this is gonna go. So I'll tell you what happened. Robert's talking and we're talking, and I'm used to on this, I'm talking and drawing, and
we're like having a phone conversation.
Yeah, it's no problem for me to do that, right? And I could talk to Robert the same way and keep drawing, but I felt like I was being rude. Honestly, that's why I stopped drawing.
Yeah.
So I need to think about how that's going to go because I don't want to have somebody on and just be like.
Well, if you're going to have somebody on, you want to take the time off to talk to them, then you could just do what you did and I start with the drawing that's pre-started.
I need to because once I
take out
once I start talking, it felt rude. It felt like I was I knew I wasn't ignoring him. It just felt like it seemed that way, and the last thing I want to do is Robert's nice enough to come on and be a guest, and
and not pay attention.
Right, so I stopped.
Dr. Fantastic wants to know how I ended up with top billing for the live stream.
Meredith and Dave sounds better than Dave and Meredith. Maybe I'm just telling myself that.
I know, but I had nothing to do with it. That's what I want you to say.
Oh, yeah. She demanded that.
I did not. You did that. I'm like, why am I first?
I wasn't going to say anything, but when you say you had nothing to do with it, I need to just, be honest.
I did not have anything to do with it.
No, you didn't.
All right. Next super chat comes from Neil Durkin for $4.99. Dearest DNM, I'm currently drawing a scarecrow for a Halloween card I'm sending to my mother. Any recommendations?
A scarecrow? Is that what he said?
Don't make it scary. Unless your mom likes scary stuff, then do make it scary. If it was for me, I'd be like, I want a cute scarecrow. But if it was for my sister, I'd say, make it scary.
Well, I would say my favorite Scarecrow is from Tim Sale.
Yeah. Or
Dark-
do the comic book Scarecrow. See, I'm just thinking Halloween Scarecrow, but you're
Tim
thinking
Sales
like
is the
Tim Sale, comic book, Batman, DC Universe Scarecrow.
yeah. Well, it's from Dark Victory. I think it's either Dark Victory or Long Halloween, one or the other. But I've got them both, so I kind of get them mixed up.
All right. Next super chat comes from dang it. I always hate when my screen blips just when I'm about to read a super chat. Dan Genovese for $5. Dan says, your commission wait list is 2 years, right? Is that capped? I'm about ready to jump on that list. I plan on still being around in 2 years. LOL. I hope Dave's going to be around in 2 years. Yes, figure out some balance.
Yeah. I don't know what the status of it is, if it's capped or not. I don't think it is though, because it seems like it keeps getting longer.
It needs to be capped, quite frankly.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm kind of an enemy for saying that, but why is it so long? Why?
I don't know.
Close it until it's filled, and then you fill it. Like,
Yeah, I would never.
Personally, it was not how I would have run it.
No,
but we're not running it now, so there you go.
Well, and it's a communication thing too. Like maybe we should have said, "Hey,
cap it.
Yeah.
Don't keep taking indefinite names till Dave dies and people are still on the list." Kenny Wang says, "You know who I miss? The most unique channel name Meredith has ever seen. I miss the unique channel name Meredith has ever seen too."
Is he not here?
No, he's been here for a few weeks.
Really? You drove him off. Did you ban him?
No, I didn't ban him. Banned Kenny Wang, and he's still here. So
there you go.
I unbanned him. Come on. Although people have been, people have been pretty good tonight, so nobody needs to get banned.
Kenny's tough. He can take it.
Kenny is tough. Kenny's working on our likes. 426 is what I've got right now. Kenny threatened to blow himself up if we didn't get more likes. So I appreciate that people liked it, because we need Kenny. All right. Kenny says, if we don't get 450 likes by the end of the stream, my device is gonna blow.
Okay, you know what?
Finna blow. Oh, Kenny. Kenny. And he need him next week, so we can't miss you. Night King 01 as a super chat for $2. Favorite Two-Face design? Mine is Tim Sales. What's your favorite Two-Face, Dave? Mine is Dave Finch.
My favorite. Shoot. So he's a cover artist. He was at DC doing a lot of covers around when I got to DC. So this would be around 2010. He did this incredible, and he's more of a Marvel artist, more known for Marvel stuff. I don't think I can narrow it down enough that I can make it clear. And I'm so bad with names right now, always. So I apologize. I have the artist in my head, and I just can't remember. Shoot.
Oh, here's good news while you're thinking about it. Strife says, I asked about a commission a few months ago and was told it was closed.
Oh, good.
So
okay. Not sorry, Strife, but
not good news that it was closed, that Strife can get on, but good news that it is actually.
Yeah, I don't want to be
people indefinitely dangling.
Well, and that's when you get people a little
sucks.
Frustrated.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even try to sing tonight. Somebody's asking about music. Julio Torres says, hey, Dave, what music do you listen to when doing your work for commissions? Ali asked this question, LOL. She says she likes listening to Jojo Siwa. I don't know who that is. Because I'm old.
I go back and forth. I've listened to music at times. I really like heavy metal generally. If I'm listening to music, I like something, Five Finger Death Punch, big fan. Pantera, Gojira, Megadeth. I'm old also, so most of my heavy metal ones are older also. I've got a friend, we ride motorcycles together, and he's got Spotify, and he always does the, stations. So you get new songs, and so I'm always getting new stuff introduced. Like Rammstein has actually it's an old song. It's probably 15 years old, and it's my new favorite motorcycle song.
What is it?
I don't know the name. It's German. Bear in mind,
Pantera, is that what you said?
No, Rammstein.
Oh, Rammstein. Oh, that's just loud. It's loud and obnoxious. Blah, 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 blah,
But
blah,
it's
blah,
not
blah.
because there's the most popular Rammstein song that everybody knows, the Du Hast. It's not that one, and I love that one, but a different one.
Oh, yo, everybody knows Du Hast. Like, I've been listening to Du Hast since whenever Du Hast.
All right.
Sorry, I can't help it. Du Hast. Not everybody knows it.
I bet you a lot of people in the chat know it.
I'm sure everybody in the chat knows it. I'm not even going to read. If they do know it, I'm not even going to read that they know it. I'm going to read Sheldon Martin's super chat instead for $5. Sheldon wants to know, what are your guys' favorite chips? I heard the section isn't vast for chips and cereals in Canada. Thanks for Halloween, Jason, instead of a commish. What's your favorite chip?
I don't like chips. I eat them at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm hungry and I just want to find something. And so my favorite chip is whatever I can find in the cupboard. But generally speaking, yeah,
You don't like chips, really?
No.
You eat a lot of them.
I know. Hey. Part of my problem too is I don't want to eat too much sugar.
I don't really buy a lot of chips.
You don't. I'm really trying to avoid sugar. And so I end up eating chips, which they're still, it's all.
Actually, carbs they convert to sugar in your body.
I know they do. So
You're
it's no
off
good.
To eat like a piece of cheese.
There you go. And you know what? I should be doing that. Really, I should just not be eating at 3 o'clock in the morning. But if I'm going to, I need to seriously look at my,
I like
my choices.
I like Ruffles. My favorite, like truly my favorite, are Ruffles sour cream and onion chips. They're my favorite. But then sometimes I want chips and dip, like a French onion dip.
I like that. It's funny you're saying Ruffles sour cream and onion, and I'm thinking, ugh. But I'm also thinking if it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe when we're done the stream, I'll make you go get me some chips.
Oh, good.
I'm not even pregnant, and I'm sending you on pregnant lady errands. So, JoJo is Nickelodeon. I missed it. Hold on. Where did it go? It's Nickelodeon.
So it's not music.
She's a Nickelodeon artist, LOL. She's 10, but loves Dave's work. Who knew? Thanks, Dave, and thank you, Meredith.
Wow, that's very cool.
It is cool. Everybody's talking Iron Maiden. Nobody says they like Ramstan or Ram the Man or whatever.
That's all right. I like Iron Maiden.
Hollow Manjinbu2 says for a $5 super chat, as an old school metal guy, you must listen to Trivium. They're the Metallica of this horrible generation.
Trivium. All right,
Trivium.
hold up. You spell it for me.
Trivium.
Vium. I knew that. I didn't know that, but I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to put it on my list.
Russ Hicks says, we all know that song, Meredith. Russ Hicks is banned. I wasn't going to ban anybody tonight. Now I'm banning Russ. No, I won't.
You keep banning all the most unbannable people.
I know. That's why I can ban them, because they're unbannable.
Because they're not going to take you seriously. Yeah.
Kenny's encouraging people to use alternate accounts to like the video now. Jeff Wheeler wants to know, Dave, are you a fan of Motorhead?
Yes, absolutely. Obviously Ace of Spades, but my favorite Motorhead, and I have it in my writing kind of list, is some covers and some like unusual covers. There's what was it? It's a David Bowie song.
Ground Control to Major Tom.
No, it's not that one. One's even, where David Bowie kind of got a little bit sellout-ish. Not that, look, I'm not judging anybody's. I guess I am if I'm saying sellout. Anyway, yeah, like just really odd songs that they did covers of. And there's also a Rolling Stones cover. And yeah, hearing them done by Motorhead is just very cool. So I've been kind of listening to those lately.
Kenny Wang says it's all about Lay's chips. Rogues 1138 says Pringles. One Mighty R says all artists eat at 3 o'clock in the morning, with a laughy face.
That's the first time I've heard from One Mighty R all night.
No, One Mighty's been here. Just haven't had a chance to because we had Robert, we had the book, I had the super chats. And Kenny Wang says, don't you Canadian fellas have ketchup chips? We do. They're okay. I'm not eating ketchup chips. They're not my favorite.
No.
They do have kind of a salt, like a salt and vinegary, like they have a little vinegary taste, but they're not for me.
I have to admit, it doesn't matter how hungry I am or how desperate I am.
Yeah.
We always have our.
Hayden doesn't even like ketchup chips anymore, though.
Yeah, he won't eat them either.
Yeah.
But yeah, we always have them because sometimes he still will, and those you can guarantee that come 4 o'clock in the morning, they'll still be there.
Oh yeah, they're the ones you won't. I should just only buy those. Except I want to buy something I'm gonna actually eat. Michael McCurdy says, "Do the carnivore diet like me. Eat a ground beef patty with 2 or 3 eggs a little while before bed, and you won't get hungry in the middle of the night." Speaking of eating in the middle of the night, when you went out on your little McDonald's run last night,
Yeah.
you left the garage door open, and when I took the dogs out for a walk, French fries spilled out of the door.
Okay, those were not McDonald's French fries.
They were McDonald's French fries.
They were not.
Well, were they? They looked like McDonald's French fries.
Burger King.
Sorry.
Yeah, they were McDonald's, but I was so lazy.
No wonder they fell out of the door. Nobody wants to eat them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if they're Burger King fans. I can have an opinion on that without getting banned, right?
Maybe, I don't know. I can't ban you because I can't do this myself. Otherwise, I would have banned you months ago.
Months ago, yeah. You would have banned me years ago if you could have. You need me.
But yeah, the Burger King is closer. So, I was like,
No. It's worth the extra 3 minutes. Jordan Seward says, Merritt, those are my favorite snacks that you like. See, I knew I liked Jordan.
I keep thinking I'm not going to get nailed for this stuff. Like, oh yeah, why would she ever know that I went to? What were you doing in the truck anyway?
I took the dogs out to the property today to walk them.
Oh, okay, yep.
That's how I knew that the house was like a hive of activity.
Right, got it.
Also, because I had to go out and find out from my dad. I had to go by their house twice. They're going to wonder why there's a muddy footprint on their front carpet. But I had to go by their house twice because my dad has a table saw that needs a special plug. And I had to figure out for the electrician what plug amperage. And then I had to go back and take pictures because it wasn't on the. Oh my gosh, it was a fiasco. So anyway, welcome to my life. Joseph, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Arakovic. Hello, Dave and Meredith. First time here. Quick question. Can you give advice on how to get better at shading and drawing messy clothes? Did you cover that in your clothing and folds tutorial, Dave?
Somewhat. Messy clothes, though. Messy clothes just have a lot more.
You just take pictures. Truthfully, that's what he does, Joseph, is when he has to draw a shirt or a jacket that's kind of draped or in a weird way, he'll just take a shirt or a jacket and like take a picture of it, and then you make changes though.
Yeah,
it gives you an idea of how the folds would actually fall.
Yeah, generally speaking, I've already drawn the picture, and so I'm getting reference. So it's never like a 1-for-1 where I could just copy everything, but it gives me a lot to go off of. And yeah, I absolutely do that. I do that for in my how to draw male torsos video. I was talking about backs, and backs are something that I really kind of avoided. And I was thinking about not even doing backs for the torso video, and then I thought I can't avoid it. But the fact is that backs are such a hard thing to fake that I use reference all the time. Generally, I'll use reference for backs. So I draw my back and I use my structure that's just my own. I draw the figure, but then I have a huge file of different reference. So, like fitness photos, that kind of thing. And I use that a lot, and I recommend it because I don't know, I'm sure there are people out there that, and I can actually draw, like there are a few angles I can draw and it works out fine, but, or if it's small, but if it's a larger panel, it needs to be fairly detailed.
You're rendering away from the light, Dave. Rendering away from the light, Dave.
Am I?
I don't know.
No.
Okay. Explain why.
Okay, so somewhat. Grab my pencil.
And by the way, Lance DeBoyer says there goes a Burger King sponsorship.
Yeah, and they were clamoring too. So
they were.
Okay, so here I've got a tube. And here I've got my shadow. I've got it lit from here. And so I'm going to render around the tube really sloppily so we're not here all night. But if my tube is very reflective, I've still got my light coming from here. My band of light is going to hit here. That's where it's really going to hit. And so if it's like really dark and reflective, then I would go dark on both sides. And so you'd really see where that light is hitting exactly. And that's really how you draw shiny, dark clothing, that kind of thing. And so I would actually render out of both sides toward my light source. So they're actually both still going toward the light source. So there.
There you go.
Thank you. So here, while this isn't all that reflective, I want to kind of isolate a light down the center and not all the way out to the side. So I'm rendering around still toward the light source.
Leaping Lemur says, Mr. Finch, I just want to tell you that you are the main artist that inspired me to draw, and I hope you know I look up to you.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you to say. And thank you for coming and watching the show and watching me struggle with an interview. I really strongly hope that my next interview, like Robert.
Oh, I missed a super chat.
He is so laid back and easy that it still made it easy. But wow, it's harder than I've done so many interviews, you know. But what I have never done is being on the other end, and yeah, it's harder than I would have thought. I actually kind of took it for granted.
I missed this super chat from SCS Powerlifting. Because you're talking about yourself, so I'm moving on. For $5, SCS said, Dave, find a song called Just Another Victim. It's rap and metal in one song.
Just Another Victim.
Just Another Victim.
All right, I'll have to look up that.
Oh, Eric wants a name for me to ban. Eric's like, just give me a name to ban. All I need is a name. I feel like Rogue 11, I can't remember the number, was asking to be banned. Rogue's 1138.
Is this Eric Grove?
No, yeah, Eric was asking me to give him a name to ban. I'm not banning anyone tonight. Did I miss any more super chats? I hope I didn't. I don't like it because my screen flips. Here's another one. Night King 01 has a $2 super chat. Hey Dave, what's your favorite DC animated show?
My favorite is the Teen Titans Justice League. It's a bit more of a movie. Well, it was a movie, but that was my favorite. And I like the story. I thought it was great, but I love the animation. And that's usually kind of where I'm coming from. It's all about the animation. Voltron, the new Voltron animation of that is so excellent. I like that stuff a lot.
Voltron, what's that?
It's an animated show.
Oh, like the Legend of Voltron, where they all click together.
Yeah.
Voltron.
Yeah, Isaac was watching that for a while.
Oh yeah. It's not as good as the old Voltron.
Well, I thought it was great.
Oh well, what do I know? All right. We have 494 likes, I think. Way to go, Kenny. We might get to 500. All right. I got to find somebody. A great Mongolian metal band is The Who. Oh my gosh. I feel like Lance is just pull him. He's messing with me. That was Lance DeBoyer. Just messing with my sickness.
I realize I haven't even lit his
There
mask.
are 3 dislikes. I'm inviting the people who dislike for a Christmas dinner. Not.
Yeah, good call. You know what happens though when you ask for likes, you get a few dislikes because people are like, you know what?
There are people like me out there who are naturally contrary. Now we have 508 likes. 509. Kenny can relax. Gabrielle Santos says, I've been trying to do a super chat with a message, but for some reason it isn't going through. Gabrielle, what is your question? Anthony Gee says, interviews are rough. I interviewed Kane Hodder, who played Jason, at his celebrity panel at a convention last year, and I think I blacked out.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I'll get better at it, you know?
And All Gold Productions was like number 500.
I really thought that writing down questions was a bit of a formality. Like, I am not going to need to do that. And yeah, I needed to do that for sure. And I'm not naturally the best at talking to people anyway. And I think I'm so much worse because I'm on here where I feel like I'm being judged being not great at talking to people.
I could always do the interview if you want.
No. I got to learn it.
All right, fine.
I mean, yeah, that'd be, and really, we should have some people on that you'd like to have on. I think that'd be great.
No, yeah, no. I don't care. You don't need me anymore.
All right.
Just have somebody else run your stream for you.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Night King 01 has $2 super chat, says Batman the animated series had incredible animation.
Oh yeah, the Bruce Timm. Yeah, I think it's a little older. I'm kind of forgetting.
All right, next super chat's from Jerry Rasco for $5. Hi, M&D. I was wondering how you handle sound effects. Do you draw them yourself or prefer to give notes and let the letter handle it? I always let the letter handle it.
Yeah, that's nobody. Oh, I shouldn't say nobody because I've seen people do it, but it's rare. Generally speaking, that's a letterer does that. Letterer. And it's a writer thing anyway.
Yeah.
So what happens is you draw the art, you see a script, so you try and leave room so that let's say there's a panel and there are like 5 word balloons and they're very wordy. Well, you don't want to draw something that's going to cover up the whole panel. You want to give them room for the word balloon. So, that's a consideration. And then from there, the writer actually dictates where the word balloons go. You just have do you do this? Have a photocopy and plot it out? No, you don't. You just leave it for the.
I like to let the people who are hired to do the job.
Okay, well, I've seen.
I mean, what I'll do when I get a script, like a lettered version, I might say, "Hey, you totally covered," or "Can we move the sound effect or word balloon?"
Maybe that's changed because when I wrote for Top Cow, and this is a long time ago, I had to do that. I had to go through and place all the balloons. And
No.
That was like a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. All right, we got Gabrielle Santos's question 2. I just want to thank you, Dave, for some advice he gave a while back. I'm the guy that drew the 90s werewolf sample. Truly appreciate what you guys do.
Oh, well, thank you.
Super chat, it's not working.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very, very much.
All right. And Doc Matthews has a super chat for $2. Hey, Doc Matthews. Happy Halloween. Tell us your favorite scary story. The hook in the door one. I don't know. That's the only one I can remember. I used to read ghost stories all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I can't anymore.
Oh, man.
I don't know how I could read them even as a kid.
Favorite scary story.
Every kid goes through a period in their, late, the tween period where you like scary stuff. Because Isaac's going through that right now.
Yeah, well, and I got into Stephen King for that reason. But then I love Stephen King not so much for the scariness. It's the psychological kind of drama that he writes so incredibly well. And so, yeah, when I think of Stephen King, I'm not thinking, oh, did this book really scare me? It's more,
Oh, his book scared me.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say the one that I found the most...
disturbed me, too. I found them disturbing.
I know which one I found the most scary, and it's scary in an odd way, but... so basically, it's called, I don't remember, but it's a short story.
It's that one, I read that one too.
Yeah, it's one of his short stories, and these kids are being forced to walk, and they have to walk at a certain speed. I think it's 6 miles an hour or whatever it is. And if they fall behind, they get shot.
Oh,
and you cannot stop. And you'd think, wow, what a crazy premise for a story. And how do you really, and it becomes very psychological. He's just so incredibly good at that.
Yeah.
But just the premise of that, it was very tense, And I think when you feel a little harried and you feel like you've got pressure, that just, to me, it really sunk. And I was a kid, and that's still, I tend to be a little bit...
like when your mom made you bike up to Tobermory?
Yeah.
That kind of pressure? Keep up? That's You know why you found that scary? Because you actually lived that.
There you go.
Keep up or die.
Yeah. So, okay, for context, we're in Windsor, Ontario, in Canada, and Tobermory is north.
6 hours.
6 hours by car. 6 hours by car if you don't hit traffic. And so we did that over the course of 2 days, my mother and I, when I was 12 or 11 or 12. Anyway, fairly young.
I'm pretty sure it would break Isaac.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no way he couldn't do it. But, and we did it and it was fine. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I did it.
That's why that book resonated. You're like, I lived that life.
Like, I have to admit, there was a period during the ride where, we're going and I kept wanting to stop, and she got so frustrated with me. She was just ignoring me, and I'm crying, whoa, following. Yeah. I was, honestly, we were very close. We are very close. Yes.
Close. Yeah.
And so, she wanted to do it with me. It's the kind of thing she really likes doing. And I was a little too young. I think I struggled with it.
All right. That's a scary story right there. Greg L. super chat for $2. Greg's favorite show is Static Shock, and his favorite movie is Under the Red Hood.
I haven't seen Static Shock yet, actually. And I know, Greg has actually mentioned that a few times. That's one.
Write it down.
Yeah. I don't need to write that down. I remember Static Shock, but yeah. And actually, he's asked for Static Shock as the.
Just out of curiosity, what's our ETA?
We're looking at another. Okay.
You're done, aren't you?
Oh, no, I'm not done. I still have to do his head. I just realized, and it's so off camera, like for 90% of the time we're doing this, his head is completely empty. I need to do his head. And then I've got, now you're just taking longer. And then I've got some smaller detail, not much. It is close.
Like 10 minutes?
Yeah, maybe. And then I want to use the toothbrush and do like some splatter effect. That's why I have it fading here, and I'm going to splatter all down.
Okay. I just want to know, because I also want to let people know from a super chat point of view too. I don't want them to super chat too late. Right?
Okay, so I had a picture here for reference for not that one, for lighting that I wanted to steal for his head. So let me pull it up, make it bigger so I can see it. There we go. Okay.
All right. Next super chat comes from Russ Hicks for $5. Russ says, "Happy early Halloween. Thanks for doing this each week. It means a lot. You should draw EVH with his Frankenstrat one week. RIP."
Frankenstrat? I don't know what it is.
Who's EVH?
Ethan Van Sciver.
No, that's not. EVH is not Ethan Van Sciver.
Okay.
You should draw
EVS.
EVH. EVH with his. Who's that?
We need specifics here.
Uh-oh. It's not my fault I'm sick. All right. We'll look for Russ farther down the chat to tell us what EVH means. Night King 01 has his $2 super chat. Night King wants to know, have you ever read The Running Man by Stephen King?
Oh, you know what? That is such a great question, and I haven't, which is crazy, because that was turned into a movie, which was phenomenal. How could I have not read? You know what? That is next. Actually, I stalled out. I was reading The Stand, the unabridged version, and I was going from Stephen King book to Stephen King book, and The Stand is great, but the problem is I had already read it, and it was such a long book. I have to admit, I got a little worn out. So I need to, you know what? I think I might actually even just take a break from it and go right into Running Man. So I'll get started on that because I needed a book. So thank you. Actually, that's a great choice.
Chad Cowder says it's Long Walk. We read that in grade 7 English class.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, it was great. Yeah. Man, I would have maybe passed English had I been able to read good stuff like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I did read in English?
Oh, and then actually, sorry. Hello Manjinbu2 had a $2 super chat that said, "That's a long walk." Wrote as Richard Bachman.
Oh, there. And thank you for the super chat, and thank you for letting us know. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right.
And Claudio Rogojin says for $2 super chat, "You're drawing this Jason based off the 2009 version."
Am I?
Is that the picture from 2009?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
I'll tell you what I'm using for reference if you guys want to go and, find me out. Now, I want to say in my defense that, I'm not really using the reference that much, but it's Sideshow. So it's Sideshow Collectibles.
Eddie Van Halen.
Jason Voorhees. So I just found that, before this whole thing started, I was looking for reference for him. So that's what I'm using for reference. So you can actually search it out. And the problem is what I'm doing. It looks so different than, see what I mean? You can't see what I'm drawing. It looks pretty different. So it's not really copied. I'm getting really defensive right now.
Oh, Eddie, you should draw Eddie Van Halen within Frankenstrat 1 week.
Eddie Van. Oh, there you go.
His Frankenstrat must be his guitar.
It's got to be.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. Eddie
my
Van
gosh.
Halen.
He
just
did pass away. That's why it's a RIP. Thank you, Eric.
I got to see Van Halen in concert in like, I think it was 88, 87 or 88. Monsters of Rock. Metallica was there. Van Halen, Dokken, if any of you guys remember Dokken. Scorpions. It was a great concert. All right. So I'm going to go with a little bit of Thin Line, just a bit. I don't need much. I don't know who I'm telling more, the chat or you.
Me, probably.
You? All right.
You can feel me winding down. Howtodrawcomics.net has a super chat for $10. Dave, this looks amazing. The amount of value you're putting out on your channel is surreal. I remember when all we had was your Gnomon series. Keep it up, man. Learning so much.
Thank you very much. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure most of you have to know. There's no way that you could be, following
Dave.
comics and not know howtodrawcomics.net. They have a phenomenal channel and a great website with all kinds of excellent tutorial stuff. Actually, I watched howtodrawcomics.net for some proportion stuff. I did proportions for my female and male figures, and I got to be honest, I haven't actually done any formal proportions for so long that I was kind of looking for something, and they have the best video on that. I thought it was incredible. So yeah, I highly recommend. Also, I owe you guys an email. I'm very interested in working with you guys, and I apologize. It's been that kind of week. So
And we weren't talking about your overstretched schedule.
Yeah, I know. But we were also, and you can vouch for this, Meredith, we were also talking about how I need to email Clayton Barton. Clayton Barton is howtodrawcomics.net along with his brother.
Oh, yes, I did say that.
Yeah, so yes. And I apologize.
Oh, and Comic Book Bob is here tonight for a super chat for $5. Comic Book said, would love to see a series by you tackling all the Hollywood monsters from Universal to modern day.
That would be a lot of fun.
You know what? He almost drew the creature from the Black Lagoon. That was one of my suggestions.
Yeah. It's good to see Comic Book Bob here.
Thank you for the super chat.
Oh, Comic Book Bob super chatted?
Yeah,
Man,
he did.
Thank you. You're the best. All right.
Henry, I'm ignoring you on purpose.
What did he say? Now you got to tell me. What did he say?
That's why I do it.
Oh, come on.
Meredith, please ask Dave if he will add some lightning using some whiteout. Thank you.
Oh, I wonder if I can do.
But you're going to do the splatter.
I'm going to do the splatter, and then I will see what I can do. We'll see how.
Ban the people who disliked. I don't know who the people are that disliked. So I can't ban them.
I kind of find. I do think that asking for likes gets you a few dislikes.
That's all right. People.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
You know what? Everybody needs a little salt and pepper.
There you go. And everything that I do gets at least a few dislikes. And I think, some of it is.
Can you believe I did that?
It needs a little. I didn't even hear it. I think some dislikes. Okay, I tell myself because I'm sensitive.
It's 3. Is it even a percentage?
No, just on the videos, like on like the whatever how to draw. I think people click on it and say, "Oh, how to draw." Whatever it is, and it's just not what they're looking for. Like they're looking for a different style, and they're like dislike because they didn't like it. I tell myself that rather than, oh, this is exactly what they're looking for, and I just did it poorly. Who knows?
All right, everybody in the chat wants to hit 600 likes, and Kenny says 600 likes doesn't seem possible unless you say it, Meredith Finch. So, if you're new and you've only just jumped on the stream, or you haven't hit that like button yet, then hit your like button, people.
And
I'm sick.
I just want to say, and I keep saying this every week, and I still mean it really for all of you guys that are watching.
Thanks
I just
for watching.
Appreciate it.
And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Really,
Yeah, I got to do it.
spend some time with us. Watch the
Thanks
show.
for coming out and like and subscribe.
That's all we need.
Greg Alf, $2 super chat. Dave, have you seen the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War?
I have not. No. That one's another one that's gonna. You know what? Okay. So here's what's on my list. I have Trivium, which I need to listen to. I also have, and I didn't write it down. I thought I don't need to write that down. I'll remember. It was the heavy metal with some rap. You don't remember either. You know what? It'll be. I watch these afterwards. I'll find it
with a name in it.
Yeah, great. I'll find it. And I have Static Shock, which I've wanted to watch for a while, so I need to watch that. And Justice League Dark. Also, Justice League Dark, I want to watch too, just because Mikel Janin was the artist of Justice League Dark, and he's such a great guy. I love him to death. And, it's nice to see somebody that you respect and like have their work translated like that, So I'd like to watch it. Mikel Janin and I actually did Batman together. We kind of went back and forth for a little while on that book.
Claudio Rogojan super chatted for $5. Claudio says, your drawing looks like the poster to the 2009 Friday the 13th, just without the smoke. Mary should look it up. It looks really similar. So I'm looking it up.
Okay. When you find it, show me. Let's see.
Isn't that the one you picked for lighting? Isn't that one of your reference pictures? It's not.
No,
that one.
It's not. But the picture that I'm looking at, and it's a Sideshow Collectibles, I'm sure was based on that. Yeah, now, I'm actually not drawing the whole pose. I didn't copy, but what I did do with the pose is I was looking at a bunch of pictures, and their pictures, and he's got the sword up and that kind of thing. And I thought the spookiest ones for me are where he's just like standing there. And so, yeah, I didn't see that, but I saw enough things that are similar enough. Like I wouldn't want to say, oh no, I didn't copy it. I totally copied it. All right.
Let
me give them some.
Rogues 1138 can't be banned now because Rogue said that I sound like a cool mom. Oh, my kids would not agree with you. I'm a mean mom.
This is where I get ink all over my.
Are you splattering?
Roadcaster.
Are you going to cover it?
I don't have anything to cover it with.
You don't have a piece of paper?
Yeah, let me here.
Hold up. There you go. Use this. All right.
Try and get it to not fall. There.
Carlton Bird says, Dave, I love the way you draw and render. We're also going to like the way you use a toothbrush. Oh my gosh. See, it's past 10 o'clock. I'm sick. Now that the brain is melting. It's going to be oozing out. Carlos Nunez says, Dave Meredith, I've been enjoying watching every video. First one I make live. Yay, oh, Carlos. Great. Watching has helped me with my art so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and watching us live. And I'm losing this. Okay.
And Anthony Gee says to add Letterkenny. Super chatted for $1.99 to add Letterkenny to your list. We do need to add Letterkenny. I think I might like that.
Yep. Yeah, you've been talking about wanting to watch that. So
I just watched Godless. That was great. So Rique Ingles 123 says for £5, people dislike cute puppy videos, Dave. Humans are weird. Keep on rocking.
There you go. Thank you.
Right? Cute puppy and kitty videos, and people who dislikes that. So
I don't know if I can compare myself to a cute puppy, but I'll take the sentiment. Thank you.
Art Jedi, don't worry, I've got your address. But thank you for the Stellar Stream comment. Don't worry, I won't forget to send your art. Don't worry, Art Jedi.
All right.
I don't know what the stream is at right now. My screen says 581 likes, but I don't know.
Wow, that's great.
Godless. What's Godless about? It's I gotta be honest, when I saw it on Netflix, I actually thought, oh, I want to watch that. But it's about a town where all the men are killed, like it's a Western, where all the men are killed in a mining disaster. But that's really, it's not like I'm a feminist, but I don't want to watch like a whole hard feminism movie. And it's not that at all. It's such a great balance. I just loved it. It's got Michelle Dockery or something. She was from Downton Abbey. It's got Jeff Bridges. It's got, who's that Law and Order guy? Sam, somebody, he was always a prosecutor on Law and Order. So that was really good. I recommend it. And it's only 7 issues. Although maybe 7, I can't, what's the word? Episodes.
This is for Henry.
I can't think about it right now. So, all All right, Sam Watterson. Thank you. That's who it is, Sam Watterson. 11/22/63 is a fantastic show. That's Hulu. Hulu. I don't think we have Hulu.
Yeah, we don't have Hulu. What do we have? You know what the problem is? We have at least one thing that
we have Amazon Prime, but we never watch Amazon Prime.
Yeah, we need to do that. There's some good stuff.
I also haven't finished Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah. I never watched the final season.
Well, neither did I, but it's not the book.
It's not. I just want. I don't know if I wanted to see how it ended. I didn't want it to be over. There's like such a kind of sometimes when you take too long to bring a show out, you do lose people.
Yeah, you do. It's true.
Like it's kind of like, why do I care now?
Well, and this is why the book that I'm doing right now that I'm working on, and I should stop talking about it because I'm kind of doing that.
Yeah.
But as long as it's not really
it.
nobody knows anything about it,
and the longer you delay getting pages done, the longer it gets.
Hey, I'm doing my best. I really am.
Oh my gosh, Leaping Lemur. I'm no Kenny, but I mean, if you like the stream, it would be a cool thing to click the like button. We are at 590. That's pretty good.
That's great.
Jeffries, Brian, Angelo. If I knew how to give super chat, I would give Dave super chat. Thank you so much, Jeffries. We appreciate the sentiment.
Absolutely. We're just
Keith
glad you're here.
Dotson said the last season sucked. I'm assuming you talked Game of Thrones because that's what I heard.
Make sure we're in the picture here.
Henry says thanks for the lightning.
You were welcome. It added so much. Actually, it was a great call, and I wasn't going to do it. So
we have not watched Rogues 1138 wants to know if we watched The Boys season 2. We haven't watched The Boys season 1.
No.
Oh, and Comic Book Bob says Amazon Prime has some good horror on it right now for Halloween.
Really? I have Shudder, but Shudder is best for campy horror, to be totally honest.
We've got Dave signing his name. We made it to 597.
That's great.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you very much to all you guys.
I want to say thank you, Kenny, because Kenny really does work his little bum off to get the likes.
What do I put it? I'm going to see if I can pull up a little more so you can see it more. It's always a shame I finish and you really can't see the whole picture.
Al Pacino says, Dave, don't forget the applause sound effect.
Oh, right.
You've used any sound effects tonight.
I haven't. Oh, and by the way, before I do applause, I have a scary button. You guys have to tell me if that sounds scary. I don't know. I can't hear it. I've heard it before, but I just forget. And then...
Oh, we're at 605.
Woo! Made it. All right, let me hit applause.
That's the applause for the likes.
And we're done also. So,
we're done.
I'm applauding myself for being done. All right. So there it is. That was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. And it's a different kind of a picture, I think. Different than, what I've done really so far. And it's kind of fun to be able to do some different effects. Like a black background with some splatter, that kind of thing.
Lightning.
Yeah, and by the way, he's got feet, okay?
And he's got feet. Dave did not put in rocks.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, sort of. And he's got like a trail of blood between his legs. Yeah, that was a blast. And I totally did. It's such a classic kind of a pose for Jason. So, it's not exactly the most inventive, but I'm looking at all this stuff, and this is... I feel like the more dynamic shots of him kind of aren't the character. Like he's not really, he's applauding,
oh my gosh, Dave.
He doesn't defend himself. That's kind of what's so scary about him. He's just like, what?
Come on. I'm dying over here.
Are you trying to get me to wrap it up?
Yes, wrap it up.
All right, we're going to wrap it
you're
up.
having like I can't even think right now.
Okay, you guys all see that it's only 12 after 10,
you're
right?
You're having a dissertation on Jason right now.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next
Good night,
video.
everybody.
Good night.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Stay safe out there. And we'll see you next week's live stream. I'm not sure what we're going to draw next.
Meredith's Choice.
There you go. Meredith's Choice. All right. Thank you again. And we will see you next time. And I'm going to have to figure out how to end it on this. Oh, wait. I think I see the button. All right. Good night, everybody.